Hey everybody, it's Andy, and today's video we are going to talk about how you can prepare for your income taxes. Okay, so what do you do first? The first thing you need to do is compile all of your tax documents, W-2s, 1099s, 1095As, anything possibly tax related you need to compile and get together. Even if you are 95% sure that it doesn't have to do with your taxes, there's still that 5% chance that it might have something to do with your income taxes, compile it. It's still relevant. Let your tax preparer decide whether or not it is actually needed to prepare your taxes. Once you have everything compiled, schedule a meeting with your tax preparer. And then the most important part is you need to ask a lot of questions. It is very important for you to understand your tax situation just as well as your tax preparer does. And then once you're done asking questions, ask more questions until you fully understand everything that's going on. I cannot stress how important it is for you to ask questions about your tax situation, understand what is going on, and you never know, it might uncover some things that can help your tax preparer actually do a better job in preparing your taxes. Self-employed individuals. If you're experienced and you've already had your records being kept throughout the year, you need to close your books. Once your books are closed, you need to review your financial statements. This is important that you do this before you take your financial statements to your tax preparer. Try and locate any discrepancies. Just make sure everything looks like everything's okay and there is nothing missing. Both your profit and loss and your balance sheet. Make sure that any of your loan balances are accurately reflected, reconciled to the statements, and then also make sure that all of your assets are listed as well. It's pretty common that I see with my own practice when I have clients come through that the assets and liabilities are normally missing. If you didn't keep any records, don't panic. Don't bury your head in the sand. It's the worst thing that you can possibly do. Just compile anything having to do with your business. Your invoices, bank statements, credit card statements, loan statements. If you don't have a bank account and you don't have a credit card, compile all your receipts if you kept them for your expenses, your invoices for your income, or however you bill your customers, or however you get paid. Just anything that you can that we can trace back and try and put together financial statements for you. Once you have everything compiled, you need to schedule a meeting with your tax preparer. And then once you are in your meeting with your tax preparer, ask questions and then ask more questions. I cannot stress how important it is for these questions to be asked. Understand the process that the tax preparer is going to go through. Ask questions about anything that you can possibly conceive. I mean, even if you think it's a stupid question, just ask it. If you're worried about accountants' time for the meeting, there are plenty of accountants out there that won't charge you for consultations. I personally do not charge my clients for consultations just because I know how important it is for my clients to ask these questions. It will always make my job easier to prepare your taxes if I can understand your business better. And that is just my mentality with it. I don't like the whole idea of billing for consultations just because I think it does discourage taking the time and answering these type of questions. And then also you need to engage in the conversation about your business. I cannot tell you how many times during my consultation meetings that we'll uncover a certain aspect about my client's business that has been totally neglected in past years. Going through profit and loss and balance sheets, not finding assets listed, and then also not finding liabilities connected to those assets. I've had clients come through with hundreds of thousands of dollars of assets that have not been listed in previous tax returns, and we had to go back, we had to go fix all of that, and all of it took place with just a simple conversation that other preparers didn't take the time to have that conversation with that particular client. Once the taxes are prepared, ask for a meeting to review your taxes. Don't just pop in and sign. Have a meeting, have another conversation about your taxes. Ask questions about anything that you don't understand, or you have an idea what it is, but just clarify as much as you can in this meeting. If you don't feel good about your tax preparer, get a second opinion. And in this meeting, it's also very important for you to ask about things that you can do better in the current year going forward. You never know if there's different depreciation methods, or if you can start treating your business a little bit differently, how it can save you money. And I mean, if anything, you can just start planning in advance for your next year's taxes. And if you have questions throughout the year, call your tax preparer. There's no reason to wait until the year is over. I mean, you should have constant contact with your tax preparer anyways. I normally recommend quarterly meetings. If that's not doable, the more the better. If you can do 2 a year, that's great. Even if it's 1, it's better than none. I mean, you don't want to wait until March or April before you actually start seeing your tax preparer. That's usually a common complaint that I have with clients that switch over to me, is that they only see their accountant during tax time. And then I can't stress it as much. Be proactive. It will save you money. If you have questions about how a certain transaction is going to affect your taxes, call your tax preparer. And if you're worried about your tax preparer billing you for those hours, it will pay for itself in the end. You will save money. I guarantee you. If you get tired of your accountant bill you, find another accountant that won't bill you for their time. I personally do not bill my clients for any additional phone calls. I want my clients to feel like they're being taken care of, and I know that there are plenty of other accountants out there that feel the same way. And I can't stress it enough. Being proactive about your tax situation is the best thing that you can possibly do. I mean, it's your life, guys, and it's your tax situation. It's your money. I mean, I know for a fact that most of my clients would rather keep their money than pay taxes that they didn't have to, just by a simple conversation that could have prevented it. And that's it for today's video, guys. I hope it was helpful for you. If you have any questions or anything, leave a comment below. Hit that like button. We'll get back to you with any questions. If you want to check out overdriveaccounting.com, go ahead. We've got plenty of material in there. If you're interested in a quote or anything, everything's there. You can schedule a virtual meeting with us, and we can do a consultation for you. Again, I don't charge for those. So like I said, I hope the video was helpful, and we'll see you next time.